everybody, this is Sherry from CPR, Craft, Pray, Repeat, and I'm here today with an image from Imagine That Digistamp called Perfectly Sweet Kitty. And I'm going to just show you how I colored the head of the kitty, because this is the first time that I've really put stripes and things on a cat. So I was kind of tickled with that. Doesn't take a whole lot to make me happy in this world, and putting stripes on a kitty was this is the first time I'd ever done it, because I was always nervous. And so I finally thought, okay, kind of handle it like you would, if you wanted a pleat or something. You would bring the darkest out and then go over it with the mid-tone and then blend it all into the lightest. And so that's what I tried to do, and I do think it turned out pretty good. There's always room for improvement, but I think I did okay. And I used W2, 4, and 6 to color the kitty. And then at the end, you'll see the entire card. And I used R21 for the ears and a G03 for the eyes. And then I used some Wild Orchid Crafts flowers, and I colored them with Heidi Swap Coral, Amethyst, Blush, and Recollections Pink Shimmer for the colors that I used to change them from white. And I haven't used flowers on a card in a while, so that was kind of fun too. And it was kind of like, going back and playing with things that I hadn't played with. I guess, that's kind of the fun thing, is to go back and look at things and think, oh wow, I haven't used those in a long time. Let me get that out. And so I think we need to shop, what do they call it? Shop our stash and find things that we haven't used in a while and get it out and use it today, and start using the things that we have. Because if I'm not using it, I don't have any room to keep it. I do not have a big craft room like some people, so I, can't keep things I'm not using. So if I'm not using it, it's leaving. It'll need to find a new loving home. But so I got to do the kitty, and what I wanted to do was not so much the coloring with the kitty like I did, as much as make the card. So that's where my main focus is going to be with this video, is the type of card that I made. And there are two kinds of action wobbles, the large ones and the small ones. And I have both, and I'm going to be very honest. I prefer the large ones because I think they just wiggle and work better. So that's why you see that I have an image and then I have a little cat's head cut off from his body. And I just use my Memento Tuxedo Black dual tip marker to go around the edge like I always do. And then what I did, because I wanted to use the larger of the action wobbles, was I cut it down. Now this image is a pretty good size. I think it's like 3 inches or something like that tall, maybe even more, like 3.5 or 4 images or 4 inches. And I apologize, I don't have any images of it. I made it for someone, and as soon as I got it made, I sent it out and forgot to take pictures. So, but that's okay. It went out to a person who wanted it, and that makes me happy, and we'll just have to kind of go with it and pretend like there are pictures at the end. You'll see what it looks like for a few seconds when it's finished. And here I am using my black glaze pen, because I love that thing, because it just brings their little eyes to life. Now I also have a clear and a white glaze pen. This again is my black one, but you'll see when I bring my white glaze pen out, I have a piece of tape around the top of it, and it has little pineapples on it. That's to remind me that is the one that makes the colors, which is the little white dots in the eyes. Now the one I'm having do here has a piece of clear tape, which reminds me that it's my clear glaze pen, and it just makes everything shiny. And here's that piece of white paper that I ran through my laminator. I love using that because look, I even am able to pick up the ink that's on the side of the, on the laminated paper, so I don't waste any of my ink. I don't know if that's, something you guys want to try, but I like it. And it seems to work really well for me. And there I just used my tumbled glass distressing from Tim Holtz. And I'm trying to see how much sky and how much grass I need. And so that's why I keep bringing the little kitty down. And I'm using my mowed lawn distressing here. And I am using my new distressing tool from Little Acres Creations. Guys, I love that thing. It is just so easy to grab a hold of. It just fits in your hand like it's made for you. I will make sure that I put a link in the description box so that if you don't have one, you can go check them out because I think they're amazing. It really is just makes blending, in my opinion, makes blending so much easier when I don't have to try to hold on to a tiny little thing. So I won't sit and, go on and on about it, but I could if yous would listen to me. Now there I just did a tailectomy and cut the tail off the kitty. And I'm getting my art glitter glue out and I adhere him directly down to the panel that I distress inked. And I could have put little dots, but I never, or spray it, but I never do that. I don't know why. And so here I am. I had to trim down the action wobble because I wanted to use the big one. And it was too big for the kitty's head. But there's still plenty of extra room around it, so it still works. You can trim them down. I mean, you just can't cut into the plastic part that makes it wobble or you're going to cut it in half. But, so you can cut it down if you want to still use one of the larger ones. And so here I'm just making sure that I get it lined up over the kitty's head, which is why I went ahead and collared the kitty underneath, because I knew that when his little head would bobble that, you would still be able to see it. And so here I'm just using my art glitter glue and attaching directly down the two purple flowers, and then I'm going to use some Stampin' Up! Pearls to put in the center, as well as some Stampin' Up! Dimensionals, because I'm going to lift up some of the flowers in the middle. And I hadn't sprayed flowers again. I mean, I did a lot of things that I haven't done in a while because I just hadn't gotten my sprays down in forever, and I don't know why. I'm starting to get into liking what do you call those things that you put down? Oh my golly, stencil. There you go. I'm starting to like them, and I think that they would work really well with my sprays, so maybe that'll be an incentive to get me to use them a little more. So I'm just finishing up my flowers, and then I reattach my kitty's tail because the original picture brought it out farther, and that was too far for the panel I had cut. So I just trim it off and then reattach it. And so he's right where I need him to be. And so then I'm going to cut down my paper to get the panels that I need to fit the card base, which is an A2 size card base. And he really isn't anything spectacular, but I love him because he wobbles. It does not take much to tickle me, people. I just think them action wobbles are hysterical, and I swear if I could use one on every card, I probably would. And I'm just using my blue base is 110 pound Recollections cardstock, cut and scored in half for my A2 size card. My pink layer is cut down to 3 3/4 by 5. So, and there's my panel, and that's it, guys. I just go back in and put a few leaves in to pull in a little bit of the green, and I call it done. I hope you guys like this video. If you do, give it a thumbs up and leave a comment below. Be sure to remember to practice your CPR. Craft, pray, repeat. Thanks for visiting me today, and happy crafting. Bye.